NPP mu a opani eka communication team ne hom waya krado e ofia so aso no wura Gordon Mahama enso okọ Amayiko NDC mu a opani so eka communication team no enso so hom chief me wako aba
ye nyu opani kese
boko de
na mini medini ye na oso
nyame
o ye adwuma
idase
na no na o se eyi ma bi so o metwe o moto ase na o chirichiri woni abere
elokre and the columns of one party office
so manyamba
maintain
o manyamba ya ye di o manyamba
right about the mboko nyame ase right
omo boy adwuma to be frank with you, let me commend the party's leadership wo adwuma so omo ye o ma tu nkofu agumu a omo ye monitoring no ye nuano mo edi nkomo no mu di abobo na sebi omo point omo nsa no ye dodo na e wo form a omo ye monitoring ya de nyame nso obi bia o wo fielder o monitoring na ombo ne ho ban so
amen
and humba simbi
mate Godwin boko de
oba de na adom hu ye na so
nyame adom na GM ne party no bi aho ye
John Dramani Mahama de oba de na adom no hu ye ye nyina ye nim enche bia na ye nya akonya ekoyi yen ye ko select yen running mate ye Professor Jina na Opoku Ajeman nti se John Dramani Mahama de ne hu ye party ni de ya ever ready say come December 7th because aban we edi yehwambo nti ne yende yedi nema egugu akwan mu se dia dia John Dramani Mahama ye no osamba betua na djuma pa esu ende wonam kromu a dia Ghana phone na e kan se MPP aban edi yehwambo so ya we just last week and on to transportation so nti ne se wo fa nyema fi ya ekọ hanoma kanene na nka dia utua no ende ebia be eden abeka ho banka 2016 no anko mo ka kire yen say 16% 16 Ghana cedi me say asem na me kan 16 Ghana cedi na ye to fu no no mo say as a matter of fact as a result of incompetence of John Dramani Mahama and am this so ne it's close to 25 Ghana cedis into no yen dey ever ready say election we will fight all out east west and south
me that say ora Gordon Mahama and yete no enka no Fred mame enhase fa free ho ye kwa edimu no ye be say me nya Dr. Majida Costa na di eye enkomo itu nya ma ye de na afi ye hye ye enkomo no ase opanyin ND Samayuku wo mo aye sentrofo hye mum te se omo so okun no se de mampanin na ban gu so omo kun de no man kuyi I said the agio musema enesa looking at the figures and the chade say increase so far abayo su etu na mo bebre but camera so mo do mo chese mo enhu do you agree with them said your coin is equal looking at the figures as well
mami engineer existing protocol na men chiao na men chia minya Mahama any ahwefo nyina na men ka say the NDC 4 year no mabetna haka na no joada se nya dia boa ame yakutia yare no omo na montuo ni omo nkomodie no ema temamufo no enhye de nya gidie ewo aban no hyehyeye ene nyomo ode egu akwan mu se de be ya temamufo behwe na omde aba omo bra yen kan hu se oman ni mu no se wo che omo amoto aba ana se omo amadi mfie du wotwen ekos anim na yekoto aba emuche mpem bibre na intino it should tell you say NDC commands some forces and that they have the numbers so be omokasa man 40 so if we have this novel disease yaria yehu ni suni ne ban any said ye etie nanka or say nya one commanding force but rather no obehu aban nam ha no na opposition so edin komofa baby foforo eno mboa emma adebako a eye setting in the fight against a pandemic eno ne se bi abandon hihye beba na odin titi beba na odin chire beba se de be yankofo betimi abo omo ban omo so omo hwe nose mask na omo hye omo also omo use hand sanitizers na omo use also omo horo omo sa na omo horo omo sa de hia pa ye ni se ye betiti entem ene na miti wo kasa fidie bi so amanfo kura adwen se ade no ye de ya amanyosem enti no gidie bia nhye da nim ade no kura bi mu dwen se eni ho na aban no na pese opekweti kwan bi so na odi omani sika and that has come as a result of some of the education, the position and attitude of the NDC. So for me instead say nki nyina be one commanding for because o hwe countries are omotimi etu yare nso sa omodi yare esun kunim no to say Vietnam for example. The reason why Vietnam has been successful is the fact that they have one commanding force. Our system of governance, no, a one-party system. I'm not suggesting say Ghana should be a one-party system before we'll be able to contain and fight this virus. What I'm saying is, say, we should do away with all our differences, political differences. As for the partisan politics, Megidi gave us an opportunity to say we cannot do politics with the virus because even the experts do not appreciate the epidemiology of the virus. Before I can say, yare ni suni ne ban no yentiase nti de ani abre nyina abohu no ye de nkomo a e kire say yare ni sisa ni suni ne ban nti yehu say de boni be kan we are catching and chasing ye che ne wo mere bi a oh yes ye piki ubonwani ase spike bio uboni a flat mi no di nkomo ye decrease kakra and I say we are increasing at a decreasing rate. So we shared 2 weeks ago the report ayo mo de ba active cases and I say omo menya yare in 10 days or so no ubona na number 900 and now we are talking about a woman now about 3 something now about 400 now about 600. That tells you say yare ni entiase enti say unya amanyokuo bi a enka ode na ye fencing ni tumi ni na ho ode ni nyansa ebeba be ka ban no ho na nka ye nyina ya kakasakro ye di nkomokro no ene obetina ndisi gina ha na omo kan bibi fufo yade a embo ama ye nso yade na no. At the end of the day, whether we like it or not, yare no aba any ya ba betina. Na de bia ya na me wo guide bia me kuta. Eye letter bia na statement bia the permanent representative of the People's Republic of China.
Okay.
Or Chiroma all the missions 193 missions no. Now or the approach is by 9 ja, including say Sebio Abambia should do what they call 4 L's. Ubetimi I detected no isolate no treaty and no to me yes na obetimi aboa akon na wa report yare no so aso na say wo hwe san hihye nyina and what other governments have been doing. Ghana ya follow the best practices. Okay, at the end of the day no ye timemufo so ye wasudie we have a responsibility to ensure say the air safety protocols and etiquette na aban and World Health Organization Ghana Health Services sudia ban ye bedi so said the bear, bebo your home by every year because the abambe to me, I say, or bebo de Ramiati, say, Yariano, and Kure and Waha, O Guru, who be cool, Sabi, or say, or more hand sanitizers, or more Verona buckets near the Adeno, or sending Yako, aban me GDE mappa, say, abani to Sana Mono. Near more, yasu, you are sudi say, you bear share your mask. Yabel horo yensa yem kobe bia domwo ehun ya so upia mempie ni ade. So for me this government is doing what is necessary. However, I do admit say we need to scale up our testing ability. And no enya banning form so isn't say at the heart of the solution of this pandemic is government ability to test because ultimate test here and abon say we attest positive and negative. We asymptomatic and asymptomatic. No wetimi eyine free nipa dodo nim. No, until that is done, no, and no one say yare no ewumu ebe kosoro kakra. However, the GDE mappa say asudie kese na nkasa eda yeso say ye bebo ye ho modern na ehihye egu o say ye mfan diso na ye mbo ye ho ban free yare no ye be diso. Na yes aso a yare no ye betimi akon na aba.
Nti da wo hu no say amanyosem ka ho bi na ma ase okon no ye kon aye kokwasa be za.
Oh, I can't be, and I've made that point clear, and I've given the reasons because, say, a bio unya timemufo ni bi, enyanti asiye bi say, aban no kura no ade na woye no, ondi no kura nchire yen, enya no kura die no ka
kire. Na de be ma timemufo ni bi adwen se de aban ni yeye no, aso de no ma bi se, wo hwa de na ma na yesa.
Say enyen komo a opposition no aka kire wo mo. And say o tie minim se minua no hold a different viewer. But when you listen to the other communicators of the NDC, the suggestion has always been said, abano high figures, abano nyɛ de also ye, abani into an amobi also too. So okasa kasa we nyina no a. And I'm say omo ye wachita for na okasa e to masum ntino. Omo nya santi ase ne so, the abani yakra ye boapayo. enye no kura ebi mkura ka se etima boade ni wo dawuro no matu so sa ade ntina mo mpanifo bi kura no o menya yare ni bi enti obi ase bi oti baabi no aka se o ade nkan no kura na o se emye nse nose mask yan horo yensa sa mpanifo we they have all the resources omo wo sa kan de we nyina so mde bo mo mban ade ntina o menya yare ni bi na me kura me ne hwan enti me nye. Do you appreciate the discussion now? I'm tabler. So for me, clearly, the discussion and the conversation and the attitude of the NDC are helpful in the fight against this COVID-19. How would I believe? On my way, you're two and more to say you're baller. We come together. Why is it that in this situation, COVID-19, I am novel, I had the fufro, because I am certain, say Ghanaians have decided and they are determined as to who will become their leader 2021. So it will not take a COVID-19 or anything otherwise apart from the fact that on better record because in Penifo Mununa or Mobano, Omabedi or Manesoda, John Dramani Mahama, Ebedi 4 years. In fact, Obedi bear 4.5 years. Nanado Danko Ekufuado, His Excellency, Nameya Duma, Obedi 4 years. So we will compare the records and we will be able to tell, say, at the end of the day, who has done better. But when it comes to COVID-19, it's a special situation and it demands special attention. And that special attention, I believe, it should be non-partisan. We should all be singing the same song and the same choruses. At the end of the day, no one to say we can we, now we can we. And yes, and yeah, you won't feel and nothing for me, I have stated, say, I can be. And I say, yeah, no, yeah, coin to me, yeah, coin to me.
Also, and Penny was saying, you can say, do you trust Saturday, or Nimse, Nechino? Achia so hu nti bi omu tietche no omu hu no so okay ade ba ku minu bi amoye we e ka hu bi ena ma figures no e so moreover COVID-19 enim any political party e tuji de say bi a on be sha say o yen ka say na yen fa nye bibi fa nti aban ana wo ji say bibi sa
me no say of course so obekaya when they engineered or instituted their response team Omo call Jubilee House. Emma omo report and I said the Oma drink to the command or my penny. And of course, so we share and amount to my penny to you would realize say at the end of the day, consultative enough. The people are no mutinous, are no mudin come as to Adiana Mona or say offer broad enough. Okay. And I think we're involving the political party at some point. But en commodiani be what suggested say about the BBC, and when that conversation goes on now, and what the fight against the pandemic.
But as Rami and Yetino and Cano, what we know when you some walk about. And come on, ye di much as a corner J. Abino and some out Uti Unia, just say Moncasa, Musunu Mubai, Moya, and the can be Nama and Noma ISR. Wouldn't they a yardina said City Ankasa? I mean, I'm in far with the case situation, I mean, chia. My constituency executives. I had my Obom constituency, my MP. Honorable so far carry my quack. Minchia me chrome phone in our Garu and at Tempani. And I said, mindful. Nina Michiao. Minia. Metie Minia pa from A to Z. Na and some of us or Chiragana for and say NDC and you're ready so money are buying. A better together. I didn't win Sana COVID-19. Minia Nanka Minim Sanka. Wabetna ananka waka kire yen say before beba ha no or the proposal come president say onye bipartisan committee na nko mfa party ne funi na anya den embra together ne ehwe said ya expert na dey one back together no betimi di omo expertise na den aba on board na omo dey akoatia COVID-19 nso me no ka say close to 4 or 5 months now president enye na adwin say or bipartisan committee nti bisa ho se when necessary offer amanofo na o makeka ho no anase amanokura keka ho no eba together president no I get me the second place NDC at health technical committee am presented 3 technical proposals to the president me no ka say na do danko akufado the president eba be responded to the report idea manager and the minim we are so much aware so say COVID-19 we buy the leader of the NDC, John Dramani Mahama, aye nema pi. NDC as a party, in so aye nema bebre. Eden biom na NDC enye in terms of say the aye ediaboa abanwe.
o ma ne ti ase se yesi bi otwa asa no onim se ne chia eden achia nti NDC na ya amanyoku a na se amanyoku opposition parties no ye na utwa asa nti se wo ya ade na se nya ye ne be eden ye be ka kire na se ye ka bia na ye wo se amanyosem na ye ya ene na ye ne unya ready so be eden ubeti ba me nua me ko asem ne so no the fact of the matter ne say na do danko akufado efeli Ghana for on this fight against COVID-19
njemu ni say
miri bia se mitwemu a nso mo de billboard abobo kroma president e wo so o ma chiro wo so o say my job is to protect you and I am ready to protect you in the first place no emiri na Ghana mpanyifo ne asofo e ka kire president say ya declare ya rewe pandemic no na nke yesi ontutu yem borders mu nso as at that time no na nkrofo gusu fi nkronkro a o ma record COVID-19 a na o mo ba Ghana a na ye bie yem border. That was the time ye nya yem president AFIA e ko Norway oba delegation or the buy no omumu ba ko na de COVID-19 ba Ghana. I get me in the first place anko tie ya anka ye ndu bebi a yedu no 2 yedu pempen su bia ban we say wa lock yen down emre na ye wo less than 300 cases omu lock yen down omu so be bi friend no testing tracing and treatment nti de ache ina ne say dia yare no entimi en spread it omu say ye nanti a ne ye de yare no ye den enante nti mra ye 3 less than 300 and I lock yen down just realize say AFIA nam 1000 a enu mbom president say we bie yen yare a enante na me ne wode nante no we bie yen no de kire ne say wo mimu a me de be ko baabi enne health expert am ayati ase say yare ni betimi awo hu but unya any symptoms until you are being tested ana me boa nti na me no ti ya mpo me nua se we mpieduasa se me wo bia unnim I get me so wo so wo bia minnim nso president ebebie yen nti obisa won say what was the rationale behind it I get me the next point nso say abanwe edum pepe nso bi ma Ghana for representative in parliament emma etwa sika twitwiri di emma won World Bank IMF akojiji scan na so mo de beboa during the lockdown then you see here after the eduane a ye che na adane say uni MPP card ye ma we eduane ni bi uni MPP card ye ma cook food uni MPP card we don't even mind about how you survive
eno hefa na EBCM because ye dey hu say miami awodo no omo che aduane ni bebre ma obi a enya bi
Rollins ba Trumpo be complain ye me constituency do me abre obom ebi si ye because na sika no omo dia mo omo you omo women organizers na omo ye those cooking nti obviously say o de ma party ni a odu ho no ma party fo no o be den o de be ma won ba me nua me ko manim no enne yare no musi ene yen abetena utie mi o omusi yare no ene ya abetena se yare ni ya abetena bisa ho se adentina president enne oye zoom meeting cabinet meeting oye zoom meeting se yare ni abetena dia ene na so opie se dia me no we pie no enne me no ka se Ministry of Finance headquarters omo close bust e close cocoa board e close ni na because nipa baku ebi won pa suspect communicate ayehu ya say yesusu say obi anya bi ntinu ye close ebe ye fumigation enso ne dey na esi upon we ni na no aban say ye nuanom enkitoa ye bie won omunko school enen kola o manya COVID-19 e wo yen school ebro 100 aban we the stakeholders so far as education is concerned ye NAGRAT CCT omuni na the communicate abase aban we memorandum of understanding na ye no mu go through before mu be schools no mabusu even now say PP is amuka say mu be che no montima ncha mo obi anya bi ana meboa it is on record they have said it montima ncha ni na omo asisi ano because mabu memorandum of understanding no so no mun close schools ene Catholic Bishop of Accra enso akasa say muma yen close schools no because no dia egusu ko no eye nyan I get me ndem no ka say awufo ne teacher fo enkabonkuo eye PTA enso see
okay
dia ye na ye mba ewo ho ene ye see
what ma any die mpacho
onia me ba me de manu si wo ho no onia he upon we ni no mu so mu close no aban na timi ama the electoral commission akonya because me no baby schools no
uti memo akwan mo ato quick memo akwan mo ato ti election commission ho na me kwa ho so ni nkomo ketu me ba pe na afi wato aso every ho ye kwa ho no so busuane akodi enkomo kakra leader the COVID-19 national response team Dr. Abuaje da Costa doc ultimate kan ma joy. Hello doctor. Hello doc bacho ultimate kan ma jo.
Yeah, nia na mo to say.
Na me adom na also
Yamiadum me ho ye pa.
Jo, na me ase. Doc you made money bi anim nkomo ya COVID-19 nkomo na egusu aye di na kame ya say figures no ekoso ntia na amanfo enheda enyina yi ba pass hu kakra ewo mu. Ye pese ebusa say dey nti na sese no ama no aba na sa na di kan no pempe ne figure no kra ejina say ni. Doc what you want to make guy?
Me da say. I'm say over yeah press conference twice a week. Na yeah the figure set to
Yeah.
The last update I did to Jano. So share your active cases which the BIA capture Ghana for say and no and then for a show more. First no there was a free 7,000 and about 5,000, near 5,000 kakra. And I say actually about 3,000, about 3,007 or something. Now the exchange say umezani impact ultimately who say yeah Ghana for as they say safety protocols no omu diso wearing of the mask no any washing of hands with soap and running water. And say Ghana for a D and Casayane, Contumre, Dawa, and then vitamins, aka and vegetables, and fruits. And see the Ghana for us, some up here to the social distancing. No. Now, the Ghana for a coastal a D and Sisaya are a binding up to Bonus. You don't downward trend, say, yeah, war apomodin asure you need to abefun say say you reducing infections no the barest minimal. Into no say obia eden eboying. In fact, activities are going on. At the start of the initial activities, no, in fact you wouldn't say who's the cases no air coastal. But to say no a form. Air corner a form. So Nina a good science. Say is that okay we are seeing ABA. We are seeing because I mean obviously you have to measure the impact, the health outcomes as against economy, social and other things. And see you believe say at some Ghana cannot shut down forever. So at some point Ghana must begin to open up. But in doing so no Emrana ya dia to say yes will be any no. Samrano so be a this COVID-19 no cases no a be reduced and no na yasa say the Now let me put something into perspective.
Okay.
Because the infection is in the country, the cumulative figures will continue to go up.
Okay.
Because so one nowadays one can't one you can say ubenya 2. Now, your method, you use your friend 3 T's, which is tracing, testing, then treatment. So, the more you test the contacts of the positive cases, the more you are likely to get people coming up with positives. And a good strategy to isolate people early enough to make sure say yamomo treatment nanka omo abeba moderate to severe condition na ombe yare nanka oma rush to a hospital no ya reducing ewu ankofo be den ebewu and also Ghana ewu yes one death is really painful and is sadly regretted, but you can see say compare no across the world that Ghana seems to have one of the lowest across the world. And to say we are doing something right now, I'm sure So in epidemiology, to determine the impact, you will look at the number of deaths are recorded. You look at whether your facilities are overwhelmed, and you look at your recoveries. Now, over all these indicators, Ghana is scoring very, very high. But you per se, your infections never the barest minimal. Because from the start, you started way about since January. The Ghana Health Service credit, you started to prepare early January. That time now, after na remember, you put your plans into place. Early January, time I went to Wuhan, I said AC Hono, until we came up with a case definition. Uba Udru Airport, your best scanning, your best saying, a blue bed, you share, catch there, you true for say, a healthy heading, you true, your bodies nemo. Now, you true your bodies nemo, or more a bar crew with say mono. Yet you be a Kubu hotel, Emma, a pomodin for medical team no extra almost at that time about 1,030 in a buy, about 115 in a tested positive. So, yes, our decision now, the business again and Kasamre, the Bia, Bruno, in Kenya, the Ketua, and this decision on Mampeni Eteki, it was a bold one and it was really it's recommendable. To be honest with you, and no. Some measures no a boy and palm. But saying so, obviously, looking at the incubation period of the virus, 2 to 14 days. So certainly, it is likely say so be a background unya the manifestation between any of those days between the 2 to 14. And in your cases maybe every like in Kofomia no be ho omunya connected to a bank. It say now obi eka station so onya the facts right. Because you see, as a pandemic like this, it is really irresponsible to make statements statements odi two trouble and kofweni. Ghana COVID-19 enim obia enim president enya COVID-19 ministers enya COVID-19 yeah enim ya kubipa. And just over now, honest, we cancer, more in the cry, not a year. As I crowd, this stuff now a year, Jumano. No, my young come on as of my fight COVID-19. You show, yeah, Mr. Gunn and media, because the fight is going to be won.
Doc, a quick one with you.
It is based on science and data.
Okay.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, after the whole world. And to be in COVID-19 who be here. And you are a bit near Kosro, now the number from a bit near the day about a war, Yarena, the year fighting on. So it's near collective effort, collaboration, because see, it's you can say nurses, any doctors, any day and night. Near Koba, near you say, near shed ye there, near analyze it, near you say, near shed, you release the cacra, near shed ye there, oh, the year women, Mr. Nipa Bakupe, ever be now a figure, so I mean, you can be a question, and some more coming now, so be so no facts, no data, nothing, absolutely nothing. No, big now, no, coming, no, dear, go. COVID-19 anymore say, no, you go up from against one master, it demoralizes. And the mechanism, as of mine, Yakubi Pa, and we have been celebrated. Menoka say, our method, yesterday, WHO, was it not WHO who said they wanted to adapt our testing method, the pooling system, we for which people use to know. Was it not West African Health Organization who said they want to adapt our 3T strategy? UK, have they not adapted the 3T strategies? United States. So Ghana, yes, to say they make them, behavior, and you some challenge, but support it.
Doc, what are my way
PSOs eboa, NGOs eboa, medical associations eboa. So obia eboa into the Ghana for the dia Bruno. You may na yan kunyen through COVID-19 in through man.
Doc, what are my breeding to my main cat mix me and one
time. Omunye way a friend is saying, Omunko school na, Omunko throw Omun sofe.
Doc,
because you believe it, COVID-19 has come to stay, and we cannot let the virus rob the children of their future. So there must be a balanced approach. But we anticipated, say, in Kolani Bioha, between the arena and the but between the communities, Maba. And the Newman Naya then attitude aquam. Menoka say, they are recording some infections at some of the schools. But it is under control.
Okay, Doc, what are you?
It's almost 17 days now.
Doc, what are you? But you won't tell me I cannot
look at the incubation period of the disease between the 2 to 14 days.
Too bad.
Somewhere here, say the cases will start to come down in the various campuses. Let me tell you something.
Doc, but what's the main guy?
Say, Obia or the lockdown, Etimubiano.
That's too bad. Na me wo asembi se bi wo han kan bese me de ma doctor na to but em se me kasa na on take na o say che say figures bi ni ade na so nyina mu no ya anti cause o ka bi se to 26,000 ni ade figures na e ba form amam fa dwebe mu sa so 25 na wo ko be 26 a e dey che say e ba form e mu nchemu no ene say afi health sector figures na e ko so ni nyina mu no panyina anti me kan ti gi e na say kakra wo de amaye no ni ato so e de fi na hwere dwumade na e de si Dr. Boyila Costa na tin nkan what do now no go asem na bon pona
see mami ntu asem ni so but me found the box here survey attack one or two minia it is on record say not a stakeholder in our education system say aban na mfa niam ngu akwan mu yie memorandum of understanding na ono won san ye no o magu so na me bo a ntu so be gina radio so na say anase TV so na so ka say mu di bibia ato akwan mu a unnim de and seeing the stakeholders.
Maybe he was talking about quick one. He was talking about using and so about power and penny for being or tribute say or monitoring. So okay, sir, no. It's no. Ojidi says I didn't know more way now. Exactly, yeah.
And I'm not grat say. The audio go akwan no. And so any. And I mean I make on. And I'm a boy. Into unnim day and seeing teacher unions. Are you getting me? But me come unia.
See, I know the okasa onim dey sin o ma me no wonya adu because ono su kwa nim dey bia na for no so ti agreeing obi e to ato.
But the other stakeholder have a fair understanding and knowledge about educational system than you.
But he is also a stakeholder. So our health almost apomide no omo na ehwe to ata say god.
You see, the American say me say me no you the American say
yeah.
Not nagra say you be a school no omo monitoring. As part of monitoring, no.
Yeah.
In your mind, so the big guaquem, one friend guaquem.
Okay.
I get what I'm saying. That is simple.
Right.
Now, Mr. You see, tracing, testing, and treatment. I make one seven.
Yeah.
And then I buy in tracement biome, tracing biome. I buy in testing here because test case.
Are you sure?
No, test case is in short supply. Me no can say test case.
But almost so we say the figures here by the BA.
Nini na your backlog. Nini na your back. Me say. Test case is in
short. None of the questions more. But let's proceed.
In na o meja contact tracing because when we o hear contact tracing no.
Mo so metu aka no.
Abani ntu o mo kaye. Me so abani ntu o mo kaye. Nti sa 3 T's no. Government no we fairly wo because tracing, testing and treatment no we fairly wo. Who trace ya and now test e daddy treatment. Ana me boa. On the next issue no see me nua Ghana ye mboy ho modern obebi aye. Vietnam are very close to China now. In the Vietnam cases, in 2000 impo. Ghana, we are far from China. We are getting close to 30,000. Into the American manus, you see, into Abano, I share say, Yensuku for Ninko school. But some can say, all the stakeholders say, Yaman Kolanamba because Okolano Enyebi. Baunim, Sabani say, Yarin Yabesia, and that's any young Ababetanasia. Are there no mu 2 institution nim? Are they protecting themselves? Omo ye better than many ordinary Ghanaian into omo say ye manu mu de ye mfa won ko school no munkonya and to 15% of the student population.
And Dr. Boy, Dr. Boy say, I know the Engo Fortune and see money on cancer.
It is on record, okay? When you know address it, I buy a junior or no name.
Mate,
see many who Ghana ni Timemuninu, and yes, sir, Ubu Amaya, and that's Ubu Omaya. As I say, oh, yeah, Asutie. Now, tear on mindful.
Mate,
Osi, Unim, Osi, or last one about also with the science, also with the science and data. The scientists have issued a lot of communique. So what on the science and data
about unchain? God Mahama any attendant can mean a quick one to be
quick one. Oh, I mean, I say,
but I want to tough.
You are the
yeah.
Or make it the point say, I buy and consult enough bipartisan approach.
Yeah.
I'm happy to submit to you.
Okay.
Say decision be a take care affect any sector of the economy, no, or call to parliamentary committee on that particular sector, no. In the case of inquiry also Muko school, and then my ranking member on education, the committee, Peter Nuchu, admitted, our GBC said, the government came to seek their advice. What I say, so abandon the oil, and yes, I said you. On judge in children free and you went this for.
Then the kind is for wow.
Not grass.
So we share government COVID-19 response team now.
Yeah.
When dano, and individuals, I said, even the leader of that particular team, no, former director of World Health Organization, is he MPP? On your MPP ni, and no more for me body. Then again, I did back on a miniano, I say with the greatest of respect, almost shouldn't say. Sir, in penny for boom, DNA, young closely board and young say. That's not how it works. Because at the time now, you're any buy no. So, Kaya, now you see, oh, baby, I will more secret yariano, intimate engine. So, let me give you some few facts. Now, he mentioned countries which is Vietnam and China. There's also Iran and Iraq. Almost share border. As to Iran, virus no Iraq. That is not happening. Also Dominican Republic, any Haiti, almost share border. But Dominican Republic, yari no 80 mi omo. Oko Haiti, you okay. They are in few hundreds. Oko Indonesia and Malaysia, the same thing is happening. At some point, you catch you say, we bebu nukrana, yari no 80 mi ku. But Oko a suburb in Ecuador. 55% of them out of COVID-19, no, youth. What I say. So the point really is this: the person in my say, Abai at some point no did not close the border, and you say because they were following the signs. Yari no ni entiasie. So untimi nkasi dasi abra wati dasi abra no amaokraso. Dabi also who appreciate the AKOSUA anyhow you adopt the strategies about continue. So at some point, if we did not close the border, it's because your science when we understood the dynamism of the virus, no, we did what was needful. So if anybody suggests to us, say, Abani Yeshahai, Abani Tinahon went to Anamobia, Namijin say, Abia, that person is a bit too harsh on government. Because I believe strongly, besides a year pointer, or Penny Dr. Debe 2, Jamiati, say, other organization, international organization, I am more convinced. Following a year in Komodia Akoso, any information many no about way to an papa. They hear and say at the end of the day, Brunibeka, what is certain in this fight? And they say, young yensa.
Okay.
Yensi a nose mask. Yensu hand sanitizers. See a kobe be an entity and them. That's the only fight that will help.
So, okay, what about the calls from those stakeholders? No, not no much more monkey.
And now Peter Anti Party. On a year director of executive director of I think Institute of Education or something. Also on my research the whole Ghana. Okay. And over any part out of 10 students, no, 9 of them are willing so on best stay school actual more exams. Over 10, 8 of them I could to form say are ready to finish school and I'm to form some person go university. So clearly, no, if there has been any scientific research as to whether a proper and right say students no I believe, sir, for example, me one thing that point that defeat the entire exercise and statement of APTN is the fact say I'm saying psychologically, you know, students.
Numerous ways.
Just one point. Just one point. Meaning one point. What's psychologically? how were you able to ascertain whether psychologically they were ready or not ready? Were you able to
nkwada no ho omo no madi nkomo utie nkwada na asema obi omo ka kire omo tim se da bi de AKOSUA da me hu abom so mbeto so hwe kra wa hwe omo dwen mu no man koyie.
On say sometimes when you are confronted with this issue, two things comes into mind.
Okay.
One, either say, okay, let me finish with this, now free me so, and as I say, me give you up and go home. I can tell you on authority, say, the students are willing and ready, say, they will finish with their education and move on with their life. At the end of the day, Ghana is even not the only country, say, we are recording even cases such as this, ye be a man eco school. What is necessary and what is needed, no, I believe, say, a buy are provided. Where a be a buy a lack, you know, and commodity should be geared towards the fact, say, a buy should scale up. It's provision.
One issue I'm for so I can want say apum dey adwuma efoi omo mu dey animu be 2000 over omo na ade che omo ne ebi ne mo hwere omo kwanti asama na yehu
ayehu because and the world over no
yeah.
Frontline health workers no of course they are exposed to it. What I say it's unfortunate on my AKYERE say soldiers in this fight because I'm also no unfortunate say they have to go through that me adebako na me can say aban AKOSUA na onfa personal protection equipment na PPEs no enfa come any akade bi omo hia bia no say they be o metimi abo omo ban ye hia omo say omo beti asema no AKOSUA ye mama
what so itu apo
minia see asema ye kan say emra yare ne ba China no me ka Vietnam obobo nkrunkru bimben no the fact say Vietnam etimi abo omo hu ban less than even 500 enya no tells you say a coin wo ho anka Ghana so betima ye den afaso nti one faso ye nam close to 30,000 tells you say we faili emra Nigeria and other neighboring countries enya ye no WHO declare Ghana as a high risk country anameboa nti that was the time mpank ye nim sanka president no tutu borders ni na den na no twen nti ade na ben wo sanka what China nanka far from you mpodia about Nigeria.
You say how you feel baby aba be do
you know. Ye can say you see mun to school nim. Na dia mo be ne say mun testing kola no. Won a omanya bi no. Mun pe treatment center na mun fa wonye den. Enko. Won a omunya bi ye no. Ne mo mun kofie. Unim inne under free SHS. Se unya 50 result e wo BEC 45 kra. Free SHS trese we be secondary school anameboa until why are we forcing them to go and write BEC when we are in this crisis? Are you getting me? Intanka de can say akola ni nantena fie na find a way to at least give them their neighboring schools because BEC in terms of free SHS no every grade you get we are obeko school anameboa about SSC in so there is a way we can say betimi the accessing kola no amomako university na me no ka say Nigeria Kenya, part of West African Examination Council, no. Say one day, omunkola no hu
hia won. Kenya be part of the West
African. Omunkola no hu hia won. No, but Kenya and Nigeria as we speak, say omunchro SSC, omunchro BEC.
But Cameroon has 359.
Because no omunkola no hu ye den, omunkwa ehun hia ye. Life before grade. Nti no one day omu de omusuku na akɔhye next year. Me wogidi say omefa kwan bi so a more final years, no, we definitely move forward. I get me. Inti abayni de eba say ombo me no hu ban de o si ne or de yankwa ahye yensa. Obi ka che so de ne nkwa ahye yensa. That means say we fairly so no be bo hu ban.
Are you sure say okasa wa feel?
Na don kan.
There be uti aban A2 anamo. Show nose masks, for sanitizer. Washon santi very bucket you be maybe men be ko bia ohoro nsa waka we nyina dia kire no say kire say hospital aka we akire say ache yade de wankasa kwa hye nsa nti akire cho de obeye it wankasa wa anye wa mo ho man ya ene wankasa o wankasa na ugiri se ba sa wa feel o sa kwa wankasa
antina me kasa no me hear reference to own billboard over the whole country what wrong say my job is to protect you and 1992 constitution no yen kwani yen bibia hye president nsa na meboa nti yen adwuma se so bo me no ho ban so to what extent na obeka se ne COVID-19 no mabre because even health minister ka se ono president abre COVID-19 nti se nya so mabre a on what basis na obeka kire Ghana for se inna nkwa hye nsa me dem ni problem dem ka kire Ghana funi na se nanado se ne nkwa hye nsa nti se o so wi anopa horonsa show nose mask make sure so do hand sanitizer ebeko because how do wani eto aban we so dia wan hwa wo be hwere wo nkwan because aban kasa no we failing from the onset say when timi am make sure say jam preventing even the entry of virus and they yakodu around 30,000 it's a fact.
30 seconds. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, at the report be by say encourage na AFIA ewo nsun so omunko school now school okay school going back to school no okay it's not just about going to write an exam, it also provide a social skills.
No.
Social.
But this time we media.
I'm going to buy said they are going to write exams.
I'm giving you a broad understanding.
But
the point is whether the students from school and as you move here, they will still be exposed to the virus. In fact, some of them are more protected than
others.